In the grand scheme of time, it wasn't that long ago that people were saying that there is no way Avengers Endgame could beat Avatar for the #1 biggest film of all time. But now it's all said and done, Avengers Endgame has passed Avatar, so let's talk about this and the cultural impact. Obviously, Avatar was one of the, if not the biggest film of all time for many reasons, and it will certainly remain something that a lot of people talk about very fondly. I myself, I like the movie, but to me, what drove me to see it was, of course, the visuals, and I think many of you guys will agree. It was the first movie to introduce that new 3D, and 3D was just becoming a thing. So the movie came out and, of course, did real good. And it remained in theaters for such a long time, and it wasn't a day and age like today where literally every other week you have a blockbuster. Like, for example, you look at this year, you had Avengers Endgame. 2 weeks after that, you had Detective Pikachu. Then you had John Wick. Then you had Godzilla. This is kind of where we're at now, but back in the day, you didn't have this. So Avatar was kind of in the perfect place, perfect time to be able to do what it did, and it did it great, and it remained a #1 for so long. Now that Avengers Endgame has officially passed it, it's kind of the next biggest thing for films, right? Like, we don't know if there's going to be anything that can do this again. Certainly, maybe Avatar 2 can come out and blow everybody away and does it. We don't know. Maybe Marvel's Secret Wars will. Again, we don't know. But as of right now, this means that Avengers Endgame is the biggest film and most culturally impactful film of all time. And you just kind of have to look at how it did it and how much competition was up against it and how quick it did it compared to something like Avatar, right? It's all of these things that were going against it, where a year ago people were literally looking at it going, there is no way it can do it. And then the 3-hour runtime was announced and people are like, it can't do it, that's not possible. And then you saw its competition and you're like, look, Pikachu's going to do like $1 billion or more worldwide. It can't do it. Godzilla's going to be huge, but when it's all said and done, Avengers was able to overcome all of that, and it's really kind of speaking to the power of the brand now, right? People trust it. People have accepted it into their living rooms and pop culture, where it's now the topic of conversation among normal people. It's not just us nerds, and that's kind of the thing here. It became #1 because of its cultural impact and what it's done. And honestly, that's kind of awesome and kind of amazing. Just think, 15 years ago, had anybody told you we would be here now, that Avengers would be the biggest film of all time, uniting all these other franchises, you literally would have thought they were out of their mind. But we live in a reality today where it's true. And that's a huge accomplishment for all nerd fans. So, awesome.